Welcome to episode 10. We have officially reached the double digits of ear swap.
Double digits. It's ear swap time.
It's
friends.
Ear swap time. As you can tell, Shane and I have the ear swap stickers, holographic stickers. If you would like some stickers, and they make that sound when you put them on your bottle. So if I
you
do
have
this,
a Hydra Peak, which
Yeah.
is I think a Hydro Flask knockoff, then it'll make that noise.
it'll make that noise. So if you would like a sticker, you can just message the Instagram page or something, or Shane or I, and we'll personally deliver them. I don't care where you live in the country. I'll fly there. I'll take a train. I'll teleport, whatever I got to do to get you one of these ear swap stickers. They're free, so hit us up if you would like one.
Let us know.
Let us know. But
Definitely vandalize everything around you with them.
I did at
Did
your
you?
wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, I put it on the fire hydrant outside the
venue? Oh, I hope we don't get charged for that.
Nah, you won't.
Probably not.
No, there was already a sticker on it.
Okay, then it's fine.
But I just ratted
That's
myself
great.
out.
Somebody's gonna be putting out a fire and then be like, "Oh, I might check out this podcast." Yeah.
This is post food poisoning.
Oh, I forgot about
experience.
that.
I got food poisoning the weekend of his wedding.
Yes.
And was shitting and vomiting.
Apparently,
And-
everybody was sick and nobody wanted to tell us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
So,
that.
yeah.
It was rough. I had a rough time, but I made it through.
It all got out.
It all got
it all out.
It all got out. That's for sure. So,
Yeah.
Shane, you have some records you would
I
like
do
to
have some
present, and I would love to see them. So, Shane is doing a record haul this time.
It's not as impressive as your record haul.
Mine was a problem. I'm still paying for that one.
So, first up, wow, I put these in exactly the way I shouldn't put them in the bag.
What's in my bag?
What's in my bag?
What's in my
I got
bag?
a Fugazi.
Hell yeah.
This is not, what is it, 14 songs? Is that what it's called?
13 songs.
13 songs? This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs. So this is the first EP they put out, basically. And it's just got the first half of what everybody knows is 13 songs. So, and I picked this up at, what's that place? Record Ship.
Oh, the Record
Ship here in Wichita, which is an
Record Ship.
excellent shop.
Yep.
Definitely go check those guys out. But, I mean, we're always sucking off Fugazi on this show.
We are. We haven't done a Fugazi episode
Well,
yet.
no, because we both like them.
Yeah,
so
I know.
there's no fights and cool things. But yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to not buy a Fugazi record when I see it. So.
Yeah, and that one was before Guy had ever played on anything.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of hype man
So
on that record.
they
before he played
are
guitar.
Like different versions of the songs, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I can still pick up 13 songs and justify it to my wife.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is one Connor bought me
Chud.
as a wedding gift. So Connor, throw up the hot dog picture sticker of him. It's the Chud soundtrack.
The Chud soundtrack.
The Chud. Have you ever seen Chud?
No, I've never seen
It
it.
stands for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers.
Oh.
It's a horror movie from the 80s, and it's insane. It's so
Oh.
good.
Okay.
Good movie. Good movie. I don't remember the soundtrack at all. He gave that to me today, so I haven't listened to it yet. But
I'm excited.
yeah,
Can
it's
we-
on this like really cool like toxic yellow color, like
Oh, that's
greenish
fucking
yellow. It's
rad.
really cool.
That's
But yeah,
so sick.
we'll watch that movie sometime.
Yeah.
He gave it to me. I was like, oh, this is gonna go great with my special edition Arrow Blu-ray of Chud that I have. So yeah, it's great.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So yeah, for a wedding gift, we got, just like a dumb '80s horror movie soundtrack, which is great. I love it. Thanks, Connor.
I straight up forgot to get you a wedding gift.
You were in the
I
wedding.
think.
I didn't expect anything from anybody.
PA
It's
system
fine.
was the...
Dude, yeah, you did more than enough. So,
Thanks.
and you were like shitting your brains out at the same time. So
I'm so glad I had enough energy to make it that fucking morning. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. Food poisoning sucked.
you looked like you were dying. You still
Yeah.
looked pretty rough that
I
morning.
did. Over
So-
the course of the day, I think I looked good by the
You
time I
got
took
better.
pictures,
Yeah, you
but
did get.
Holy
better.
shit. I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Food poisoning's rough.
It is rough.
So, going from food poisoning to what are we drinking today? So, I ordered a coffee for my bachelor party, and it didn't show up in time. It's fine. We got that all worked out. But I paid a decent amount for this. So, this is a roaster called DAC Coffee Roasters. They're out of Amsterdam.
Whoa.
Yep, and they partner with a shop in Oklahoma City called Stitch, and that's who I ordered it through. So I didn't have to pay like international shipping for it.
I wondered.
And everything I've had from them, because I've had a few things from them, and they're all excellent. So this is a Columbia Gesha, and it's called Flower Puff. It's a really nice coffee.
Puff. It is very good. I already finished it.
I paid $38 for like 200 something grams of this.
Holy shit. It's good. As soon as I took a drink of it, I was
probably
like,
shouldn't have said that. I don't know. Is that rude to say? But it's like I think it's worth it.
No, it was like on my tongue, just wild, because I just drank a bunch of coffee right before.
Of course he did, man.
Pot of coffee right before you got here.
I'm supposed to be the one that's got problems with that.
Yeah, but you're not. You're the roaster. You got better control than I do. I'm just a consumer.
I just get sick of coffee sometimes.
I hate it when I feel sick when I drink coffee. Like
I don't feel sick.
Nauseous. Oh, do you
know?
I
don't get that. I'm just like
get to that point.
Damn it! I have to taste coffee again today.
Yeah,
I just want a nice cup of tea, but then I have to like cup coffee.
Tea does smack.
I like tea.
I like tea. It's good. Okay, let's
get into what the people are paying for.
Yeah, the people are paying good money for us to talk about colors. Between the Buried and Me.
First off, did you listen to the original or the remix?
I listened to both.
Okay, remix remaster.
Yep.
From 2020.
So.
Yes.
What do you think I thought of this record?
Man, I don't know anymore. I don't have any idea what you're gonna think about.
I feel the same way about you.
That's was the fun part of this.
Yeah.
So I know you like some proggy stuff every once in a while.
Yeah.
I know you're not super into like metal.
Yeah.
But this album is weird enough, and it just does some really goofy things that I think you might have at least got some entertainment out of it.
Yeah. So I listened to this on a drive to Ark City, Kansas.
Oh, fun.
Since it was an hour, and this album's an hour and 4 minutes, so I was like, perfect timing.
Yes.
This is one of the most exhausting listens I've had in a long time. I was driving, and it felt like musical jerking off, this whole album.
Is that good or bad? I don't know. This album sounds like Trans-Siberian Orchestra in the off-season of Christmas. That's all I could think of the whole fucking time. Or like the Instagram guitar player started a band. I despise this album. Oh.
I cannot stand it for the most part.
Okay. Are you just mad at me because I've been talking shit on Rage Against the Machine?
No, that is not what it is at all. This kind of music just fucking... Okay. There were parts of it I did like.
Okay.
As classic, as my brother calls me, middle ground Mike, there were parts of it that I did like. I'm not going to be like, this is a completely garbage album. The genre is not my cup of tea. At all. In fact, this is one of the genres I hate the most.
Which part of it? Because it's like the multiple
the
genres.
Shreddy, metally, fucking like I should be in a Dungeons and Dragons movie kind of shit. Okay. I can't stand that stuff. And the vocals I actually liked a lot. Right?
Yeah.
Screamy vocals, whatever, they're cool. And I actually like the parts where it wasn't the screamy metal shit.
Okay.
I really, really liked when they did other genres. I thought that was fun because they're very like, oh, we're quirky and weird and we're going to do a bunch of genres here. And that was the whole album. I every time I put it on, I was just like, fuck, man. Like, I'm just exhausted hearing it. It's just
you
so much
should have listened to it in
2007,
2007, though.
I'm sure it was cool back then, but like, okay, so I listened to one album by Between the Buried and Me, which I mentioned last episode.
Which
I was gifted it. It was 20...
The Great Misdirect?
Yes.
So that was the one right after this one.
I was gifted it, and I hated it so much I gave the vinyl record away.
That's crazy.
So I don't think I mentioned that in the last episode.
No.
So this band is not my shit at all. I can't stand this kind of music. It drives me up the fucking wall. But I tried to be as open-minded about it as possible. There were aspects.
Coffee splash up my fucking nose.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh.
I should zoom in on that in the edit.
Yeah, please do.
I got it. Rough. But there were aspects of it that I did like. I liked some of the stuff in it. The song I liked the most was Informal Gluttony. I thought that was a cool one, and I did like Son of Nothing, even though it's a fucking 11-minute long song.
They're all very long songs.
They're all pretty long.
That's the
songs.
long one, but
Informal Gluttony into Son of Nothing is cool because they did all their songs flow together incredibly well.
Yes.
They did like the transition from Informal Gluttony to Son of Nothing. He does a drum fill and it goes right into it.
Goes right into it.
And I thought that was really cool. And I thought there were aspects of that I really enjoyed. But I just cannot, for the life of me, listen to this kind of shit. Like,
do you think it's because you work in a music store?
That could have something to do with it, maybe, because like I do deal with like this kind of like, oh, have you seen this guy on YouTube? He's so good, and it's like that kind of guitar playing where they're just shredding and just like they're impeccable. Like all of these guys in this band are fucking amazing musicians.
Yes,
incredible. But it's not my thing. Like it's almost too technical and too like precise for me to really like.
It's like listening to Steve Vai almost.
Yeah, it's like...
Which I don't like guys like that. Anybody that's just like a guitarist and it's just their name.
Yeah.
No, I don't listen to that.
It's like, I don't really get down on that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people that do, and good for you. But like, I can't get down on the stuff that's like... It's like why I've never really liked Dream Theater. I've never really liked stuff like that.
I'm not super into Dream Theater.
You know, like the prog metal stuff, I like sometimes. Like, I love Rush, though. I don't know why, but they're incredibly in terms of technicality.
I think it's the technical death metal that you don't like.
I think it is because it's like too... Okay. It doesn't feel authentic to me.
Okay.
And I think that's my problem with it.
I think it feels fun, though. That's what I like about this. I see this as a fun band.
Yeah.
Like, and what I like about it is it feels big. Everything feels like over the top and big and just like almost theatrical.
It is theatrical.
And like I don't want to listen to that all the time, but I can get down with it.
Yeah, and I see that point. It is a very. I think as a musician, it's very intense for me to think about writing shit like this, and I think that was also kind of a bit of resistance in my head to listening to the album. Is like, I couldn't sit down there and fucking create some shreddy ass shit. And even the drummer is amazing.
Yes.
Like even on that shit, I'm just like, good God, how do these guys sit in a fucking room and write a song? Like, I don't know if I could fucking I couldn't do shit like this. You know, maybe it's coming from a place of jealousy. I don't fucking know, but I'm just saying like.
I mean, they described the band described the album as adult contemporary progressive death metal.
Which
is great.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It sounds insane, and that's obviously not going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
And this is like the hardest listen of an album I've had to do in a long time. Because like I said, it was just like I put it on and I was like, holy fuck! I was immediately tired, and I was driving to Arc City.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, and then I listened to it in here. I listened to both versions. They have the original, and then they have the remix remaster.
Yeah.
I actually was listening to them, so like the original and then the remaster, like back and forth, so I could hear the immediate differences.
Yeah,
and the remix remaster, this is a circumstance to which it benefited greatly. From that.
Yeah, that original mix and master just was really flat.
Yeah,
it just nothing really stood out.
Oomph.
No oomph to it. Yeah, I noticed that a lot. I did the same thing, not all the way through, but here and there, and I was like, okay, yeah, this needed that. I think, so
yeah, it absolutely needed it, and it was necessary. And I enjoyed the remix remaster a lot more. I found that the instruments were clearer because the original, there's so much. It's so theatrical, like you said, that there's so much shit going on that it just like wasn't as clear as you'd want it to be. You couldn't pick out the parts, and like there's a lot of synthesizer parts. There's like a ton of guitar parts, crazy busy drum stuff. And then vocals. I mean, there was a lot of instrumentation going on this record. So the remix remaster I think this is a circumstance to which it was completely necessary. And if you listen to the low end on the remaster, it's way better. There actually is a low end, I guess, is a better way to put it. Because the original, there's like fucking nothing. And it sounds really good. Like Informal Gluttony, that drum beat at the beginning is what got me. I loved it. That on the remaster, I was like, yeah, they fucking actually needed to do that. So I want to ask you, why did you recommend this one to me?
I wanted something different. That's all. That's mostly what I look at what we did before, and I'm like, something heavier. And I almost gave you Coma Ecliptic by them, which is 2015.
Okay.
And honestly, you might like that one more. But now that I'm thinking about it.
But they're like well known for this one. This was
okay. So this was the one that kind of got. I mean, they were releasing stuff before, but right before this album, they started recording it. they had a whole lineup change pretty much.
Oh, okay.
So they had like kind of a shaky lineup change, and their earlier stuff was much more death growl, like metalcore, like really, really heavy stuff, which I've got one of those records. It's pretty good, but this is the one where this started like really picking up. So I have the Silent Circus on vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
So there's Between the Buried Me, they had a self-titled Silent Circus in Alaska. And then they had almost complete lineup change except for the vocalist, and I mean they kind of wear some different hats, and the lead guitarist. They both do various things on the record. Mm-hmm. But and then since then it's held out. It's been the same lineup until now. And they released stuff like this year.
Okay.
They actually released a follow-up to this album last year. Colors 2.
Which I actually listened to a little bit of that because and it's very much a good sequel.
It's a follow-up.
It sounds very like it should be like a double record.
So the which is interesting because there's, how many years between those? 15, something like that.
Yeah, because that came out in
2007, 21.
15.
Yeah. So that's like cool that they're able to go back and still write this. Because I think definitely like Grace Misdirect, I never really listened to that much. But when it came to Coma Ecliptic and then the Automatas, like they sound pretty different from what you just listened to. Yeah. So I think you'd be more into Coma Ecliptic now that you're saying these grievances. So I might make you do that sometime. But
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a tough cookie for me to crack here. Mm-hmm. But I listened to it. I tried to be there were parts, and there's obviously always things I like about records. Yeah. I will never put this record on in my free time though. Like so it's I think about it too much when I listen to it.
Okay.
Like I don't even think about
breaks your brain.
It fucks up my brain something terrible. I need to listen to fucking some guy talk about California. That's what I need. I need to turn it off sometimes.
See, I feel the opposite when I listen to like proggy stuff like this. Like it makes my brain work better, I feel like. So when I'm working on something, I'll have this in my headphones and I'll just like zone out almost and just get my work done. So
yeah, it's definitely.
I think it's probably I've never done like music recording or writing, so maybe that's why I can appreciate it in that way. But
yeah, it's a fucking lot for me.
This is like a homework album for me.
I could not do that.
Yeah.
Hell no, I'd be too distracted. It's like just my fucking brain just like goes off when I listen to it, and I can't like fucking be chill. Like I couldn't just drive and be like, oh yeah, I'm like listen to this. And and then they do cool stuff. Like there's little bits of like, there's almost like a Go-Go Bordello sounding part, and I think Ants of the Sky.
Ants of the Sky. Yeah, what did you think when that banjo kicked in?
Yeah, it was cool. Like they have little parts with acoustic guitar and like jazzy stuff.
They have a didgeridoo on this. On Informal Gluttony, there's a didgeridoo, and Graham Bennett played that. Oh. Whoever that is, I don't know. Whoever that is, but he played. And then they have a few different things. But
I like the clean vocals a lot. I liked when they were not playing heavy shit on this album. Like genuinely, I liked when they went and brought things down. Like they're fucking great when they're like that. But the heavy shit, when they start doing the shreddery stuff, I'm like, I need to be looking at a house with Christmas lights set to the fucking Trans-Siberian Orchestra. That's what I thought of every single time.
Man, I don't like Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Well, it's about that time of the year.
It is about that time of the year.
That's probably the Christmas song I the most.
Here's a hot take.
Ooh.
I think I'd pick Mannheim Steamroller over Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, I'll show them to you.
Okay.
It's probably not the right opinion to have, but it's still the opinion I have.
Okay.
It's probably wrong.
It's probably wrong.
It's probably just when it comes down to is it's wrong. But I grew up with Mannheim Steamroller.
Well, you're also wrong about Rage Against the Machine, so
I've gotten enough shit, okay? Man, you guys cannot take criticism, you Rage fans.
Rage fans.
You just sit here and picked apart an album that I really like, and I smiled and took it. And you fucking Rage fans just won't leave me alone.
I love that we didn't even do an episode on Rage at all.
Oh, I know it's coming.
Just a comment.
And don't you worry, I've got a few things picked out that you're going to hate.
Well,
maybe I might be able to turn you around, but
you never know.
Yeah.
I'll try to be as open as possible.
I know.
I'll try.
I mean, that's what's good about this. We'll listen to whatever.
We will. This one was a tough one, but I'm glad I listened to it. I'm glad I gave it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have any desire to listen to it again.
Okay.
You know?
I still want to make you listen to some of their later stuff.
Sure.
Because it did change. It became a little... I mean, they still have heavy parts, but it's just very different.
Yeah.
So, I might make you listen to one song before I leave here tonight.
Okay.
Just
All
for the
right,
hell of
my
it.
ears can take it after listening to it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the album. I thought the drummer's obviously incredible. The guitar player's incredible. Everybody's incredible musicians in this band. But I don't get down on that kind of like musician-y musician. Like I said, it felt like musical jerking off. And I just, I don't like that kind of shit. But you could also say the same thing about a lot of other genres of music. This one just is very much like...
I mean, that's all that jazz is
Yeah.
just masturbation.
Yeah, jazz and...
You can quote me on that, guys.
Yeah. Won't make a t-shirt out of that one. You got to be careful around
Jazzurbation.
here. I'll probably make
yeah.
it. Jazzersation. Jazzer.
What do you think about bands like Meshuggah?
They're pretty all right.
Okay. So I'd put them
I don't
kind of
hate
in the
'em.
same genre-ish.
I mean, I also grew up in like the YouTube culture of like YouTube drummers and like
Okay.
having grown up in that when I was starting to learn how to
That
play
wasn't
drums.
a thing when I was listening to Between the Buried and Me in high school.
Right.
So that's,
and that at all.
and that's honestly what this comes from. Is like I liked this, or actually I didn't like this band at first in high school,
Yeah.
and then I kind of got into them, and now I'm more into them than I ever was. So
Yeah. And I feel like they're in that realm of when I grew up learning drums, playing drums. Everybody was doing covers, and you'd see all
Yeah.
these. You know, I knew of bands like Dream Theater because Mike Portnoy is an incredible drummer.
he
I knew him
actually
as that.
endorsed this record.
Mike Portnoy did.
Yes.
I bet that got him some good clout.
He said it was his favorite album of the year.
Wow. No kidding. See, and I grew up like seeing those guys, but I didn't listen to their shit or like Mike Mangini or like any of that stuff. Like, but I grew up watching those videos and seeing all that shit that I grew up in that generation. So it brought me back to that in some way where I was like kind of reminiscent on my early YouTube days of like just watching these incredible drummers and all this shit. But it seems like that kind of also put a little bit of resistance in my head because I don't like that kind of drumming anymore. When you're young, you're just like, well, this guy's fucking shredding and you want to drum like that. And then you get older and you're like, not really into that as much, you know? I don't know. It's really weird.
Okay.
But that's where I'm coming from with it. And I
Sure.
was never a huge metal guy.
No.
You know, I've liked metal. I mean, I listened to Kill 'Em All by Metallica last night.
Okay.
First record, that shit rips, dude.
That's an extremely different style of metal.
No, for sure. This is
Thrash
the prog
and technical death are like
Yeah, two different
not the
ballparks.
same really at all.
But
So
like this kind of prog metal, I only listen to it if I was watching like Mike Portnoy do a drum session or something. You know,
Okay.
like I never actively went and put on the records and listened to them. I never went that direction with music. I don't know why. It just didn't pick up to me. But again, I like Rush, and a lot of these guys love Rush. Like they're one of like the kind of the starters of prog metal. And,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, like them and, you know, whatever other fucking bands that were doing some crazy shit at the time. So it's kind of, it was all right.
okay.
It was all right.
It doesn't sound like it was all right.
It was all right.
It doesn't sound like it was all right. You can give it a bad score if you want to.
Okay, let's rank it.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do it. Let's just do it out of let's do it out of ear swap stickers. Out of 10 ear swap stickers.
What about like what's the order of the rainbow colors?
Oh, I don't know.
The red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
Okay, so out of
Because
6.
colors. That's what I was thinking.
Good one. So what would be the best? Red would be the worst,
Sure. Let's go that way.
and then violet would be the best.
I'm fine with that. I'm not a scientist.
Okay, well then I'm gonna give it. So it's red, orange, yellow.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Indigo, violet.
Is it indigo? I don't know.
Or is it just indigo?
It just
Maybe
says
like
I. No, violet's the last one.
Violet's the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna give it orange.
Okay.
Not going to give it an entire read, but I will never listen to this album again.
That's okay. You're a pussy. That's fine. You don't like metal, you know.
I can't believe I didn't ever think on this show that I would actually have something that I'm like, I kind of hate this.
Okay.
And
just wait.
You did it.
Just you wait.
I'm going to end up liking the shit that you think I'm going to hate, probably.
I've got some really like cringy stuff
Cool.
from my teenage years that like will eventually make it onto the show, I think.
I can't wait.
That I still kind of love secretly. We should do a, what's it called, where you're like embarrassed of it a little bit, but you still like it.
What, like a guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Yep, that's the.
Oh, I got a lot of those.
You got a lot of. You're not really. I guess I'm not. I don't really feel that guilty about them either.
I know. I don't feel guilty about any music that I listen to.
Yeah.
I openly talk about being a Chili Peppers fan, you know? Not a lot of people do that.
Too many people do that. Are you kidding me?
So that's my ranking. That's what I think. Did you have any other thoughts on this record, Chayne?
I really enjoyed it this listen to. Because I don't think I had listened to the remaster yet.
Oh, really?
Remaster. So going through it again, I was just like, oh, yeah, this is fun.
Okay, so what would you rank it out of the colors of the rainbow?
I closed out of that, and I don't remember what order they're in.
So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
I'd give it a blue.
A blue. Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
So
it's not like the best album I've ever heard, but I really enjoy it.
But you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So if anybody's a Between the Buried and Me fan, I'm sorry.
Maybe a little higher on my rating, actually. Just because I feel like it's...
Go Indigo.
I think I'll go Indigo. Yeah. Because I do really enjoy this record. So.
Okay. Yeah, so I apologize to any Between the Buried and Me fan, but...
don't worry. They're not as fucking vicious as some other
Rage
ones.
fans. Yeah. They're not raging out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. Tied to a Star by J Mascis.
J Mascis. Would you believe I am not very well versed in Dinosaur Jr.?
Really?
I mean, I know who they are.
Right.
I know their hits.
Right.
Feel the Pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that song. I could hear a song and be like, that's Dinosaur Jr. And that's about as far as I went. I always kind of liked it.
Yeah.
But so going into this, I didn't know what to expect at all, really.
Okay, cool. I think that's interesting because I think a lot of people were maybe surprised by this album because it doesn't call to Dinosaur Jr. at all. Because Dinosaur Jr., they describe themselves as being a super fucking loud country band. Because they are notoriously known as one of the loudest fucking bands of all time.
Yeah. And this is a very soft record.
Very soft record. So I picked this one for you. Okay. Because I heard this record, maybe 7-8 years ago. I don't know what time is it. 7 years ago, 6 years ago, something. And I just loved it. And and I hadn't listened to Dinosaur Jr. before I listened to this album. Same way. I've listened to a couple Dinosaur Jr. records and I've enjoyed them, but I always thought I always latched on more to this album than I did any Dinosaur Jr. album. I just haven't really delved down all their records though, so I can't. There's a chance it could still change, but I love J Mascis and I love the way that this record's done. I thought just the simplicity of it was really nice, and it's a very nostalgic record for me. Reminds me of my like late teens, early 20s. Like it's my kind of feel good album. Actually, I always thought it was like a kind of having hope and encouragement in my life.
Yeah, well, I think it's trash and I hate it. No, I actually really enjoyed this record.
Cool.
It's weird because I feel like while I was listening to it, I was trying to think about stuff to talk about, at least the first listen to, and I was just, all I could think of was like, I like this, but I don't really have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of worried coming into this episode because that feeling never fully went away. Where it's just like, yeah, I just like it. Yeah, like there's not really much to say. He's a damn good guitarist.
Great guitarist.
And I think Me Again is probably the first album. I think that's one of the weakest songs on the record. It's good. I don't think I think it's weird that he chose to start the record with that song.
Interesting,
because it kind of stalls, is what at least when I've listened to it all the way through, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
But Every Morning's pretty good. Heal the Star was the one that really grabbed my attention. Because the first two, I was just like, yeah, this is fine. And then I heard Heal the Star, and I was like, okay, Like, this is cool. He's doing some really experimental things with this. Like, the song structure is pretty cool. Which that's actually, with the Between the Buried and Me record, I thought you would like the song structure.
No, I thought it was pretentious.
Pretentious, okay. Yeah, that's Heal the Star and Wide Awake are probably my two favorite off this record.
Those are really,
and they go well together. I feel like they go really well together. The guitar playing in Wide Awake, that repetitive, just like picking part, I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah,
that's my kind of thing.
Yeah, I really like. There's a thing he does production-wise where he'll do an acoustic track and then a distorted guitar track under it, which is really unusual because it'll just be those and a vocal, but it has like this sort of like consistent fuzzy track under the acoustic track, which I've actually like used that technique on a song I did. I was like, man, I really like that, and did like a fuzzy fucked up track with an acoustic guitar.
That sounds great. Cool. Yeah, it fills it out a lot more than you would with just an acoustic guitar without having to add like a bass guitar or something.
Exactly. So I really like that on this record. So I love the production. I think it sounds really good. And I love his vocal style. It's very sort of falsetto-y, you know?
Took me a little bit to get into it, honestly.
He doesn't pride himself as a great singer.
He does. It fits the music, though, I think, and that's the important part more than anything. Yeah, the vocals were. It's kind of like you were with Pedro the Lion. I think where it just like takes you a little bit, but I'm fine with them.
Yeah. So I really love this album. I've actually been listening to it again since I was like, dude, that fucking album's so good.
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah, and Dinosaur Jr. is loud as fuck. I've heard people say, like, they're unbearably loud, that it was one of the worst concerts because they're so loud. Because he has, like, I think, 3 full stacks, so that's 6 412s.
Insane.
Right? And he uses that.
What's the loudest show you've ever been to?
Animal Collective.
Animal Collective? And you hated that.
Horrible.
Yeah. The loudest thing I've ever experienced, do you know the answer to this? Ted Nugent.
Oh.
When I was like 12, my dad, he's a big Ted Nugent fan, and I went with him to a show.
Yeah.
And I think I still have some hearing loss from that in my left ear. It's the loudest thing I've ever experienced. It like hurt.
He will like X spots on the stage for feedback with his guitar because it's so loud. And my Fender amp I have is a Super Twin. That's the Ted Nugent amp.
That's the Ted Nugent
amp. And I have it's 180 watts. It's loud as fuck.
Yeah.
And he runs that through like 2 215s. I was actually reading up on his rig that he used, and it is fucking stupid.
That would have honestly, like, I mean, I was 12. I didn't really give a shit. But seeing Ted Nugent like in his prime, I think would have been a hell of a show.
Oh yeah, that
would have been so good.
He's a killer guitar.
My parents went and saw him this year.
Wonder how that was.
They showed me some videos. It's not what I'm into. Like, I think it was at a casino. Like,
that sounds about right for the news.
Yeah.
That's a loud show. Animal Collective
loud show.
I seen him on the Painting With tour. I went with a friend who wanted me to go, and I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it. And went. And there was a monitor right in front. I was front row.
Yeah.
You know, he was a huge fan, so we were front row, and it was just, they had a live drummer, and I couldn't even hear the drums. And they left the monitor like main on, and I don't know why the fuck this venue was the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas, and they put the fucking speaker like right where the security stands.
Yeah.
Which is unusual, and it was on, and it was so loud. I definitely.
So it wasn't on the stage?
No,
That's
it was
weird.
like in the security line, and it was so fucking loud. I had no earplugs.
Oh, always wear earplugs. Yeah, I don't go to shows without earplugs anymore. I've lost too much hearing.
I need to be better about that. I wear them at band practices and stuff, but sometimes certain shows, I'll rip them out. If it's an outdoor show, it's usually a different circumstance.
Depends on the kind of show, too.
Yeah, kind of show and all that. But yeah, loud. That shit was unbearable. I had hearing loss. Worst opener. One of the worst openers I've seen. I don't know if it was me at the time. His Actress was the opener.
I don't even know who that is.
But it could have been me at the time. But he just sat there at the laptop. Just like press buttons. Yeah. It was kind of weird.
I am not like a huge Animal Collective fan or anything, but I like some of their songs.
They're a good band.
Their recordings, they do some really cool stuff. But it's not something I've gotten like really into.
Yeah, I like their Painting With album, which a lot of people hate. It's really poppy, but I thought it was cool. I was into it. I remember when it came out, and I was like, oh, this is pretty alright. But that's the loudest show for sure. That That's cool. You've seen Ted Nugent.
Yeah, that was like one of my first concerts I went to
Wow.
that I can like remember.
That's wild.
I'm sure there was like some weird like Christian artist that came through.
I was gonna see. I think
Dodge
I've seen
City.
Mercy Me or something one time.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Mercy Me. I never liked Mercy Me. Even as a
Yeah.
kid, I didn't like him.
I've seen him at the Kansas Coliseum.
I've seen Skillet like so many times,
Fuck yeah,
and
man.
I've seen Red so many times. Remember
Oh,
Red?
I remember that band.
Yeah, they suck.
Wow, that's crazy. I know them because their drummer was sponsored by Spawn Drums. Which
Okay.
I don't know if it's a company anymore.
I don't know.
So yeah, it's like a YouTube thing.
Yeah, they were just like Christian butt rock. Like I didn't think they were
Christian
that
butt
good.
rock,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
But yeah, that was the first real concert that I've gone to, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, Tied to a Star, I feel like is a good chilling out album for me.
Mhm.
It's like a good. It's a good all year round. I like this album. Usually, I like
Yeah.
have certain albums I listen to at certain seasons. This is one I can listen to in any. It's a great waking up in the morning album.
Okay.
I really like it. I need to
Felt
get
like
it
a
on vinyl.
fall record to me.
I can see
honestly.
that.
But it's also fall,
Yeah.
and I was listening to it, so that
Yeah.
might be why.
So I think it's cool.
Like it's pretty chill, but it does have some drive to it in some of the songs. They really kick up.
Yeah.
So it's getting ready in the morning. It's
Yeah.
great. I
Like-
played this in the shop in the mornings.
Oh,
when I was
nice.
Getting
That's
set
a
up,
good
so.
good coffee shop
It
album.
was.
It's a great coffee shop album.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guest vocal from Cat Power on
Cat
Wide
Power. I
Awake.
saw that.
Yeah.
Fred Armisen apparently was in the music video,
for
which I
Every
didn't
Morning.
watch, but
Yeah. Every Morning's a good one. I like the drum beat in that one. Because Jay Mascis is a great drummer.
okay.
He was drumming on the Dinosaur Jr. records early on.
He's
And
played in like a bunch of bands. Hasn't
He played with Gigi Allen. Did you know that?
Oh, that's disgusting. Why
Yeah.
would he do
He
that?
played guitar. I don't know. But if you hear the guy talk, you're just like, I can't believe that he played with Gigi Allen.
Dude, we should do a Gigi Allen episode.
Ooh, that would be
I've really never really listened to Murder Junkies like at all.
I've listened to it.
Like I have,
It's
but it's always usually been, oh yeah, this is the guy that shoves a banana up his ass, shits it out, and eats it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually listening, Bite It You Scum. I mean, that song rips. Dude.
Okay.
I'm not
That
gonna
song
lie.
is pretty good.
That song's
But-
pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah.
That's a good punk song.
So I think I've used this description for a song before on the show, but I'm going to
Mhm.
use it again for the song Drifter,
Okay.
which is the instrumental track on this one.
Mhm.
It sounds like it could be on the Spyro the Dragon soundtrack
Okay.
in a good way. I like that soundtrack.
Okay.
So, which that is by somebody, I think. Let me look that up. Keep talking.
I was actually you brought that up. Do you like when bands put like instrumental tracks on albums, or do you kind of have an adversity to that?
If they're good, I like them.
I have a hard time with instrumental tracks on albums for whatever reason.
Hmm.
I don't know, because I've always thought about doing it. Then I'm like, why? Like, I could throw vocals on it, unless I really, really feel inclined to not put vocals on something. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe I should do that. I don't think I've ever put an instrumental track on an album, as far as I know, as far as I can remember.
Oh.
Oh,
Stuart Copeland, the former drummer of the
Oh,
Police,
please, yeah.
composed the game's music for Spyro the Dragon.
no shit.
Yep.
Great drummer.
Yeah.
Killer drummer.
Did a great job on that soundtrack. That was like my childhood. That game
Wow.
came out in '98, so I was like 6 or 7.
That's cool. I was
Yeah.
just born.
You were just born.
Freaking
Yeah.
fresh.
We need to do a video game soundtrack episode.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
do. Dude, I really have always wanted to do like a video game soundtrack.
Like make one.
That's like one of my
Yeah.
goals is like to make a video game soundtrack at some point because that shit is so cool. I love that shit. Because that's like so iconic. Like you're saying, like your childhood was that soundtrack. You
Yeah.
remember that stuff. Like I always remembered.
It's also like when you're a kid, you suck at the game, so
Yeah.
you hear the same song over and over and over. And it's like that's buried in my brain.
Oh yeah,
Like yeah,
mine's like the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack. I played the shit out of that.
Yeah.
And like
that would probably have been my pick. But now that I know you played it so much, I don't know if I picked
played
that
it a
one.
lot. Yeah.
That's my favorite game of all time.
I love
Donkey
that.
Kong Country. I love it.
Mine's Mario
So-
64. That's my
Okay.
favorite game.
I
of
never
all
had an N64, so that's probably
Man,
why.
I love that shit and jumping into pictures and shit.
Mm-hmm.
My teen years is like Minecraft, like the little like soft Minecraft music. I played so much.
I feel like I
of
was
that.
too old for Minecraft. but-
Yeah, because I was in high school, so you would have been like 20.
Yeah.
Like that would have been like not
Yeah.
your bag at the time.
No.
I stayed up all night for their like creative mode update and got 2 hours sleep. I drank like 4 Coca-Colas. This is when I used to drink a lot of soda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were a teenager.
I was a teenager. I used to drink 8 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Cut it cold turkey. Should have known I was an addict back then, but it took me a while to come to terms with that one. But Yeah, I stayed up all night for that shit. I haven't played Minecraft forever. It makes me tired now.
That one has like a well-known soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
I've heard it, I'm sure, but
I can't remember the
don't
fucking guy's name that composes all that, but I'll put it right here. But yeah, that's kind of my childhood. And Halo. I think Halo.
Oh yeah, everybody likes that soundtrack.
That shit. That's actually Steve Vai on guitar in the Halo intro.
The Halo 2?
Yeah.
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 I knew that, actually.
I learned that. Greg told me, Greg, if you're watching or listening, that at his funeral I need to play the Halo 2 intro soundtrack at his funeral. So
of course.
I'm going to do that for him if that happens.
That soundtrack had an Incubus song on it, is all I remember.
It had a...
Which I never really was into Incubus.
Breaking Benjamin song, too. And there's one scene. And the remaster, they changed the song.
Oh, they did that.
And between like when they updated the graphics, you can flip between them while you're playing, which
Does
is
it
really
change
cool.
the song when you flip it?
And it changes the song.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that you can do that with Halo.
Yeah.
I love Halo so much.
I was in a restaurant recently. I think it was a restaurant, and they were playing Diary of Jane. Oh no, it was at your show in between sets. They were playing Breaking
Money
Benjamin.
Shot show?
Yeah,
Oh,
and I was
God.
just like, "Is this Breaking Benjamin?" And Caleb's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Dude, again, that's a YouTube band. Like I remember seeing the guy named Cobus.
Yeah,
He used to drum, and his cover of Diary of Jane.
Never liked that band.
Oh
So.
man, I was kind of into him. I used to drum to that.
I
stuff.
mean, you were the age where it's okay to be into them.
Yeah, I
Like,
was like 12 or 13.
You're like 12. Yeah, I was listening to Linkin Park when I was like 12.
Hey,
So
Hybrid Theory is a good album.
I think you're probably correct at some points, but it's almost too hard for me to go back and listen to it.
Is it too dated for you?
It may be, because it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of cringy. I'll throw it on as a joke, but I don't know if I'd want to listen to it.
I'd give it a shot again. I haven't listened to that album in a long time.
But yeah, that's good.
Okay, so any other thought? Okay, Tied to a Star. What would you
Tied to a
rank
Star?
it out of stars?
Indigo. I'm gonna give it the same rating.
An Indigo star?
Indigo star. Oh, out of stars? Tied
Yeah.
to stars? How many stars do I get?
5 stars.
Out of 5 stars, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Whoa, cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
This is a really good record.
Thanks.
This is one, like, if I see this in a record store, I'll pick it up.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. I
totally.
really need to get it on vinyl.
Yeah.
If I can find it. I
But
might ask.
Good chill out album.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Great
I
chill
really
record.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
These, again, this was a random episode of very
Weird
polar
mix.
opposite records. One that was liked and one that wasn't as liked.
I thought this.
That's okay.
I don't know. I thought this one, like, I could transition between them way easier than Norma Jean and Prince.
That episode really did a number on
Yeah.
it
We
changed
set
the
the
course of
bar.
this show.
We set the bar real low with that one. Like, it could just be anything.
Yeah, at this point. So we're gonna try something different for episode 11.
Yes.
Since we're going into double-digit territory, we're gonna do an album mutually. We're gonna listen to the same record,
Yes.
and for the first one, what are we gonna be doing, Shane?
We're going to be doing Husker Du, and it'll be their first record, which I already forgot the name of. Do you have it pulled up?
Don't I fucking
I got it. Everything Falls Apart.
Yep. So we're gonna do it.
1983. Apparently, that's what Spotify says. That might be wrong. We'll find out next week.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a Husker Du record. It's a band I watched a little bit of live footage of when I was on tour in Pennsylvania. Some guy had it on at the thing, and then we watched G.G. Allen right after that. So I've kind of listened to it. I know Bob Mould, the bass player.
Okay. Yeah.
He sang on a Foo Fighters record.
Okay.
So I know him from that, and he's kind of known for that. He's also known as being one of the first openly gay punk artists back in the
I don't
day.
want to do it anymore.
Yeah. God.
No, this is always a band that I've like heard of. Okay. No, I want to save all this for the show.
Okay,
Never
yeah,
mind.
we'll save it
I
for
don't want to.
episode
I don't want to
11.
go into it. So,
But yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do an album together and kind of talk about it and go that route.
might be a little shorter, which is probably good.
Yeah. So it'll be a little bit shorter episodes, but we're gonna do that route. And I don't know how frequently we're gonna do them, but we're gonna do them. So, and then the finale, the big finale. We've done 10 episodes. We've made it to double digits. We're doing a top 10 albums of the last 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And let's start at number 10
Number 10, work our way up.
and then work our way up to 1. So, do you
Okay.
want to do all of yours first and all of mine?
Let's alternate.
All right.
Okay, number 10, I've got Higher Truth by Chris Cornell.
Oh,
That record just didn't really vibe with me.
I can understand. I get it.
Yep.
Number 10 for me, Between the Buried and Me Colors. I know.
That might get us in trouble on YouTube. Blur that out.
No, they won't. Yeah, we'll be all right. I'll blur it out, though,
okay.
just in case.
So number 9, I'm going to give it the Crow soundtrack.
I get it.
Just not something I'm going to listen to a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Number 9 for me was Norma Jean. Oh, God, The Aftermath.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just hate heavy music.
I don't mean to. I swear.
Number 8, Purple Rain by Prince.
I can't believe that. But I get it.
You realize, like, these are all records you've chosen, so if I'm going to rate them badly, that's all from you. So
that's true.
Like,
that's true.
You can't
just
get upset. I'm not saying it's the third worst record I've ever heard.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to take it personally that it's that low on your list. But
it's just not my vibe, really.
I get it. That's like one of my favorite albums
I do
of all time,
really appreciate Prince a lot more now, though, because of that episode.
Fuck yeah. You know what? That's the reason for the show.
Yeah.
Number 8 for me is New Order, Power, Corruption, and Lies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've just been picking them bad lately, huh?
Yeah, those are...
Oh, I guess, no. The last
well.
episode, you liked clipping, so...
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're on 7.
7.
Isolation by Kali Uchis.
Okay.
Once again, it's just not really what I'm going to listen to a lot.
Not your thing.
So,
Not your thing. Number 7 for me was Sunny Day Real Estate, How It Feels to Be Something On from episode 1.
Okay. Number 6 is There's Nothing Left to Lose by the Foo Fighters.
Oh, hey, we're kind of there. Number 6 for me is Disaster Piece. It follows original motion picture soundtrack.
Okay.
I really fucking
that was
like
higher
that
up than
soundtrack.
I expected, actually. But
I really fucking
I guess I
liked
didn't
it.
realize how much you hated all the other music I've suggested.
I like a movie soundtrack more than 4 other bands.
It's a good soundtrack.
It was great. I love listening to that one.
So number 5 is today's episode, Tied to a Star by Jay Mascis.
Oh, hey, cool. Right on. Number 5 for me is Mount Erie, A Crow Looked at Me from the Outside Each Other special.
So sad.
Yeah.
So number 4 would be To Record Water for 10 Days by John Frusciante, the first episode.
I'm glad that's up. Number 1. Mine's Loudest, Rooms of the House.
Okay. And number 3, Push the Sky Away by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Oh, cool. That's a good top. All right, we're in the top 3.
Top 3.
Number 3 was Me Without You, Pale Horses.
Okay. Same episode.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be It's a Wonderful Life by Sparkle Horse.
Oh, right fucking on, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good album.
That's such a good album.
Number 2 for me was Clipping, There Existed an Addiction to Blood.
Really? That was higher than I expected, too.
Oh, yeah, number 2, baby. What's your number 1?
Number 1, the only one left, Spiderland by Slint.
Oh, I probably could have guessed.
You probably could have guessed that one easily.
And I'm sure you can guess my number 1.
I wasn't keeping track, so I don't remember.
Pedro the Lion Control
has
has been my absolute. I fucking listen to that album every single week since we did the episode. That's one of the most that's one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. So that one stayed in, chilled out. So there's our top 10. Wow,
very good.
Yours is about what I expected.
Yours is mostly about what I expected. I still never expected you to listen to like Clipping as much as you did.
I fucking love that album.
Okay,
see,
that's cool.
You know, now
you never know.
I love that. I love that fucking album so much. It was so dope to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But Pedro the Lion takes the cake in all of them, which was episode 2 or something.
That is such a good record.
Everybody I've talked to is
so
like,
good.
oh shit, Control. That's the shit right there. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense.
Hell yeah.
So there's our top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what your favorite episode has been so far, if you're watching or listening.
Yes.
And also, let's listen to Husker Du together. All of us.
Husker Du.
It's communal this time.
Yeah. I might reach out a little bit past this record and listen to some other stuff too, just so you know.
Yeah, for context. It might be bad. And not a bad idea. Might be bad.
It might be terrible. I don't know. I think I'm going to really like Husker Du, actually.
Yeah, so. We'll see what's up. So yeah, if you're listening, watching, be sure to comment and do all that kind of shit. If you'd like a sticker, again,
hit us
your
up.
Video format, you can see them. If you're audio format, just go to
the Instagram. They're on there
or whatever. They're around. We're around. We're posting stupid stuff. So yeah, we will see you next time on episode 11.
Yes.
Husker Du. So thank you all for listening, and thank you for sticking it around for 10 episodes. We appreciate it. So we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
dick, fuck, yeah. Get us demonetized. Start saying slurs.
Okay.
Did I press record? I'm really bad about.
Yeah, you always do though.
Got our ear swap. Mine doesn't do it. Got my daddy sticker on mine too.
Daddy ear swap. Does that make me mommy ear swap? Well, here I am with a fucking noise. Why do I do that as soon as there's a microphone in front of my face? I start.
It's because you're not used to
Okay. Not used to having.
hearing your voice in there.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
It's true.
It's true.